destroy it.
God damn, you shut down that pipeline.
Oh, I'm sure he's thinking it'll work out somehow.
It
But of
will.
course, he had an interesting
Gotta
little
save the
conversation with the
planet,
people from
guys.
CNN before the State of the Union about how, this is a great moment in history, not for anyone in particular, any personalities, including himself, but because this could be the moment where we finally settle the question if democracy is really viable anymore,
Right. Oh my
and
God,
that
that's deep.
autocracy is probably the way to go.
God.
Yeah, pretty powerful
good.
admission, especially since he had coached that into discussions he'd had with Putin and President Xi.
Who?
Oh, man.
You see, well, we're constantly in crisis because if we don't act now and
Yes.
force this stuff down people's
Right.
throats, it'll be too late because Russia and China will beat us to the punch for power or what have you.
Well, they
You might be
probably
more
will.
concerned about them as enemies rather than...
This is a Nailsin News Bulletin.
Well, well, well. Are you ready for a game of musical chairs? Yes, there's going to be some changes at Congress thanks to the census. Yeah, that's right. 5 out of the 7 new seats will go to red states. Well, let's go through the...
Woods began striking the man with a machete and then drove away with the weapon. The victim was brought to a hospital and died there.
It also appears to recognize its former master.
Former master? Wait a minute. I think I know what's happened here. Bubba, I think that half-man, half-beast creature over there is your dog, Spot.
What?
Yeah. Bubba, it's me. It's Spot. Oh my God. What did you bastards do to my dog? Take the game.
And yet he was at a point in his life where he was a very successful man and everything. He had it going for him, but it wasn't enough. And it also doesn't answer the fear of, is this it? Is this all there is? And that sort of thing. And so he gets taken in. That's pretty much how it went for him. And it's a lot of ways like that as well. Now, there's a lot of colorful characters. Of course, the Lady Sheila, who was really running the show. And then the power matches that happen. And then she ends up conspiring to commit murder. They manipulate homeless people to try to take and commit voter fraud, if you will. Bust them in to vote them into power and all this. Gee, sound familiar? And even to the point of drugging them and everything to keep them under control. And then when they were done with them, they threw them away. Oh, boy, that reminds me of some party, doesn't it?